What? Yeah.
Ken can make a beat out of this. No, we're making. Oh, never mind. Okay, anyway.
We're making it harder for him.
We are. Be offbeat.
Bum, 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 bum.
I'm trying to be offbeat.
Oh.
Anyway, okay, we're getting.
What are we talking about?
We are talking about Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yes.
Fuck this fucking bitch! I fucking murdered this bitch!
Oh yeah, you broke.
Yeah, me
Hold
too.
on. I need to
Calm down.
Oh my gosh, fuck this.
Joe, let her have a trial first.
Why is the trial like a fucking year or something?
I have no fucking
What the
idea.
fuck is this fan, bro?
They're rich, bro.
What does that mean?
Fucked up broken fan.
That's Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
We're $1 million company, dude, and we have a fucked up. Whose fan is this in the first place?
Yours.
I never seen this thing.
You brought it.
Get it from?
It's been here when I showed up.
Where?
I found it there.
What? His hair flung.
All right, let me tell you something. There was a leak in the other office, and when I showed up, this fan was in my office. I think Michael probably used it to dry it out.
Oh, maybe Michael brought it.
But I never seen this fan ever in the history of JK.
Maybe that's why it's Michael's.
If I click this for a Ghislaine Maxwell article,
Are you clicking away?
what the fuck is this shit?
Dude, I'm 2 minutes into this shit.
Can you tell me about Ghislaine Maxwell, please?
I hate that bitch.
We have new viewers in this channel. Anyway, okay, what the hell's happening? All right, so Ghislaine, some of her like juicy stories have been leaked. No.
Joe, be hot. Just be hot.
Fucking trying to turn this off, dude. Sorry. Okay. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yes. Well, have you guys heard of Virginia Gear?
Gear, or yeah.
Is that her friend? Is that one of her close friends?
So she was.
No, she was a victim.
Okay, she was a victim.
Oh, the one that ran away to Australia, right?
Here's Ghislaine
There's so many.
and Jeffrey Epstein, who killed himself. Okay, so this is
Oh no.
So
about
George Clooney is in the way. I mean, in the story, George Clooney's in this story because Virginia, which is this girl,
You fucked her too?
and then Prince Andrew is in this photo, and then Ghislaine's here. Okay, so she's the one, like the one accusing, and she actually wrote a book, like a memoir type of thing.
Yup, I remember that.
Yeah, and in it, she describes how Ghislaine was just so giddy as a schoolgirl after she came back from giving George Clooney a blowjob at the bathroom at some random event. And that's what we're talking about, is the fact that Ghislaine
She sucked George Clooney.
sucked George Clooney
I mean,
off.
Lucky.
Who wouldn't be giddy about that? Who's luckier?
I don't know.
You know what else I read? And this one's like more of like a gossip rumor thing, not fully confirmed or whatever. But the rumor is that George Clooney cheated on his wife Amal with Ghislaine.
No.
Shit. Out of all the women, why did he go for such a low quality one?
Right. And also,
She's very powerful.
no, I was gonna say also, does head count?
No.
That's cheating?
Yeah. I
You're
mean,
telling me it doesn't count?
Andre 3000 on the Love Below, he was talking to God and he was like, God, head doesn't count, right? And he was like, oh, thanks God. So that means God and Andre 3000 said head doesn't count.
So Chia could get sucked off with
No.
or not sucked off.
Licked off?
Licked off.
No, we're not having any outside head in our relationship.
But I thought it wasn't cheating, Tim.
I asked a question, Tiff.
Well, Tim. Back to you, Tim.
Back to you. Back to you in the studio. So is head.
Oh God, just look at Joe's hairstyle and that's what's happening in this video.
But wait, so Ghislaine sucked George Clooney off.
Lovely.
And that's what this is about?
Pretty much.
Not about like the deepest fucking thing going on right now?
Tell me it all.
Well, there's so much to it, but it's crazy. It's like, I mean, is she even gonna live? Apparently right now the Justice Department is moving her around between prisons because they're afraid of what happened before, which means the Justice
They're
Department
afraid.
isn't even secure with their own procedures and their own...
Right.
And it's not till 2021 that her actual trial begins.
Oh shit! Really? Waiting so long, there's more chances of getting killed off.
Well, that's why we're waiting. Probably conspiracy theory is because they probably want the same.
Because the powerful
It's
people.
pretty normal that you don't go to trial for like a year or two because the lawyer's got to prep and all that. So like if it doesn't, you could get apprehended and you could spend time in jail before you even see the court.
Yes.
But what about a high-profile case where someone he just killed off?
Well,
Shouldn't we, like-
OJ was another high-profile
I
case.
see.
Took a while. Same shit.
That's right.
But what's key to this is that Jeffrey Epstein died and his victims didn't get justice because Jeffrey Epstein died, right?
Yeah.
And we also don't know all the untold people on the list. We know like a lot of the hot names, but we don't know all the people from the list. And so is Ghislaine gonna give up those names? Has she already? We don't know any of this shit.
Yep.
The judge released the names on the black book.
I saw
I mean,
that.
what's the black book?
Let me Google
Dude,
that.
Jeffrey Epstein's black book. It's so crazy.
Is that the flight logs or no?
So there's a whole bunch of documentation about all that stuff, and it got leaked with. Did you see all the blacked out stuff?
No.
So there's pages. I downloaded all of it, by the way.
Nice.
There's pages that were all blacked out, right? But if you copy and paste, they did it such a shit job. The government did such a shit
No
job.
way.
If you copy and paste over the black, you paste it into a notes folder. Everything that was blacked out shows up.
Yeah.
And I have it all.
you see?
I have all of it.
Did they do it on MS Paint?
Right, dude, it's so. But that's what's wild about this, right? So what was under the black stuff mostly is actually just kind of boring, frankly. From what I saw, I didn't get to go through the whole.
Boring to you.
Right.
Well, no, it's
Like George Clooney penis? Or
I wish that, dude. That's what you're looking for, though. You're like,
Yeah.
did Bill Clinton go to the island? All this shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's in the logs as apparently being on the plane going to the island, but we don't. All the stuff that I wanted to be in there wasn't necessarily in.
Like, what did you want to be in there?
I mean, how
Names.
me.
how blatant can you be though? Wasn't his island called Pedo Island or what? Or is that a name that? Or Lolita Express was the name of his
Yes.
plane?
Yeah.
Like, how? That's a porn search. When you type in Lolita, you're looking for teens.
Well, isn't that the one?
It's the book.
Whatever Lola. Is it Lola wants? Lola gets. Isn't Lolita that story, that movie?
It's a book, and then it got turned into a bunch of shit.
Yeah, but it's about this young girl, right? That she ends up getting in, like,
Having sex with an older man.
involved with her stepdad.
Stanley Kubrick movie.
But there's also a thing called grooming, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of what you're talking about too is about making some of this stuff okay, so that when it's actually happening in real life, it's more fetishized and fantasized about than you're actually looking at the reality of it. And so I don't know if you guys saw this like yesterday or something. This troll doll.
We talked about it yesterday.
About it yesterday.
Oh man, it's fucking wild to see.
Yeah, if you don't know, I saw the Twitter video.
It's not on the packaging. They didn't.
The buttons on the vagina area or the butthole area.
And the sounds it makes, it's like that leads people to have a lot of questions.
So the Virginia Roberts, and then like a lot of the ladies who were trafficked by Epstein's,
Yeah, that's her.
right?
The
So,
Virginia chick that we're talking about.
Australian news did a really fucking good like interview on all of them, and a lot of them are kind of seeking refuge in Australia and other countries because they're afraid of like America. And what they were saying is like, okay, this is how powerful they are. Like people are still afraid of Epstein after his death. So like think
Wow.
about it. Like there's so many people involved. and she's like-
Epstein had to be afraid for his own death. Like, you know what I
I
mean?
feel like Epstein was just the fall man.
Exactly.
Like he wasn't even like that even important probably.
And the theory behind it is Ghislaine's dad is the real beginner of all
Yeah,
of
he's a
this.
media guy, right?
Right, yeah, so his history is he is, I think, a Ukrainian Jewish man or whatever, right? And then during World War II, he is a war hero because I guess he fought for the British side. He immigrated there, so all this stuff. And then afterwards, he wanted to find his family members, which was a part of the USSR. So he had to infiltrate, like go back to his old country, and then he became a double agent of like the British spy agency as well as Iranian or Israeli Mossad, and then the KGB. So he was like a triple agent or whatever, and he had a whole life of spying, right? And then so he became a media mogul. He became this fucking baller. Rumor has it that he got funding and all this stuff from Mossad, which is the CIA of Israel, right? He made all this fucking money.
Wait, Israel? He was originally from Czechoslovakia?
Oh, Czech, not Ukraine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's Jewish, so that's how his connection is to Israel.
Okay.
But then he was a Jewish minority that grew up in Czechoslovakia. Czechoslovakia during that time was USSR, which is the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
And then so this was all during that era, right? But he's a media mogul in the UK.
Yes, British media
so
proprietor, yeah.
Ghislaine grew up in mad wealth, all this stuff. Rumor has it that he was molesting her, all this weird shit.
Wait, so incest.
I believe it.
Wow.
Yeah. So he really liked Epstein, right? And then he wanted to hook up his daughter with Epstein. He saw him as like a future son-in-law, right? Epstein at the time was like some high school teacher. He wasn't like some banker or anything, and no one knows where the fuck his wealth came from. But the rumor is Ghislaine's dad, which was the media mogul, funded
Robert.
and ran all by the Mossad agency. He fucked over his editorial, which was like the Red Sun or something like that. There was a huge scandal where he used everyone's pension money and just blew it all, right? And so the Scotland Yard or whatever, they were investigating him, and then they were gonna put him in trial, and then he killed himself.
What?
Right. So the same way Epstein went out, so fucking weird if you know the backstory. So Ghislaine, till this day, has said, my dad was murdered. He did not fucking kill himself.
What?
He went out on a yacht and then they took him out. So now, what they're saying is, it's interesting because after that, all of a sudden, Epstein started becoming this investment banker, baller, all this stuff. He has all this
inherited
fucking
his
money. Yeah, rumor has it though, that no one ever heard of this fool in the hedge fund world. And it's a small world, like everyone knows each other in that area, especially if you're moving billions of dollars, right?
Yeah, they're all saying that Epstein doesn't even act like he comes from money either. Like,
Yeah,
he
they're
just
like
acts weird.
They're like it's like Great Gatsby, right? Like he's faking the funk. They're saying that Epstein acts like he's an 8-figure guy, and they're like, there's a difference between an 8-figure guy and a 9-figure guy. 9-figure guys, or like billionaires or whatever, they have different levels. He goes, how is this 8-figure guy acting like a 9-figure guy, right? The whole history between the two is basically, the rumor is Ghislaine is his handler. Like in a spy world, whatever, you have someone who's controlling you, right? So Ghislaine, her funding, all this stuff, her dad's money, all this stuff, is funding Epstein's whole racket of controlling powerful people, of getting them recorded doing criminal acts of pedophilia. Then he can control presidents, he can control all this stuff.
Damn.
And it's all linked to the spy agency Mossad.
Yeah, and that's the idea is that that's where they get the money.
That's where they get the money.
Because Mossad has lots and lots of.
And that's Israel? Israel?
Yeah, it's their intel agency.
And it's not far-fetched because the CIA has done it in the Middle East. We had a playboy out there, I forgot his name.
And in the Contras.
Yeah, he had a big mansion where he would get Saudi Arabians or all kinds of Middle East dudes, like, you know, having sexual intercourse with and videotaping them, and then they would blackmail them. So it's like a huge honeypot operation. Same deal with Epstein. This is where it's all leading to, is we have a lot of powerful people, scientists, politicians, CEOs. We have
Judges.
so much judges, so much dirt. It involves so many people that nobody wants this to get out. And one of these journalists that went through all of this said that the reason why we're not covering this is because there's so many people involved from the left, the right, like you have the Clintons and all that, you might have Trump involved.
Royalty?
You have royalty, Prince Andrew, you have media moguls on both sides, you have, and so nobody wants to touch it because it doesn't get covered. But Australian media though, there's no one really caught in this mix. So they're just interviewing all these ladies, it's pretty nuts.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, so I went down the rabbit hole. I gotta catch up on it, but there's a lot of fucking good information on this.